Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Nikita, back at you with Misfit Revolution with another video. So today, I will be talking to you about the techniques of running. So if you follow me on my Instagram or my Snapchat, I had put up new goals for a new part of the year. It's nearly spring, so now's a good time to start setting some new goals and making some changes, and even if it's just little habits, it's always good to start something new. So before I get into what we're talking about, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave your experiences down below. It'd be really interesting to read. Everyone has their own experience, and I have mine that I'm about to share, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for where I went wrong and what you can improve on. So keep on watching. I will give you a quick recap. One of my biggest goals was to get back into running. I did touch base lightly on this topic, that I used to be a huge runner years and years ago. I think it was when I was about, how old was I? 14, 15, around that mark, when I had just started really heavily getting into fitness, and I had started running with one of my cousins, and we had made it a really big thing. We were training up for what was it called? City to Lake. It's an event that we have in the town that I live in, and it's 10 kilometers. We run from the city and we run all the way to the lake. You can walk, you can bike ride, you can run. I think they're the only three options, and then of course you get like prizes and stuff, and you carry a tag so you can get tracked on how quick you did it, and if you were one of the best in your group and things like that. So we ended up doing that one year, and I'm pretty sure we worked on it for like a good fair few months in advance, and especially if you are training for a competition, those things do take time. So you have 6 to 8 months to train for that event, because if you don't have long, then you're gonna have to pump it out, and it's not good for the body because obviously you're gonna burn out, and it's just not enough time to do what you need to do. You do get more than enough cardio in 1 week. I teach Zumba fitness, so that already is like high intense cardio and strengthening for the body. It's good, really good for your core work, for your hips, your stability, cardio, getting the heart rate nice and high. And I teach that multiple times. I go around to the retirement villages, I go to the schools, I teach it at the gym I work at, so you can only believe that I get more than enough. But everyone thinks that cardio is all in the same boat. Wrong. So cardio, what you do, for example, in Zumba fitness is completely different from the benefits that you get from running circuits or endurance. It's actually completely different. So the basics are pretty similar. Obviously you're going to burn more, and you're getting the heart rate nice and high, and you know, you also are gaining strength in the glutes and your legs and your hips and whatnot, but they have different outcomes. A lot of people that do running cardio have different benefits and results with things like bowel movement too. That's a really big one in running, whether you're doing sprinting or endurance, like long distance running. Actually had multiple people tell me that, and I've actually experienced that myself. So it's beneficial for that. That's one of the biggest things with like the health benefits for your body. So now you're probably wondering, how did I start in the first place? Yeah, and where you can start. So this is where I started. I did that competition, and afterwards I actually stopped running for a long time. I hadn't ran in years. Not that I would definitely want to train for it, and it wouldn't be my routine. I would run sparingly, probably here and there. I would definitely keep up my cardio and my usual routine, but I wasn't as heavily into running as I was. It's actually been 5 years already. So that's a pretty long time. I mean, the past year I have tried to include it a bit more, but I was really into just a different sort of training, and I was just trying to gain and strengthen. My focus was my back, because my back has been really bad this year, so I kind of just gave it up altogether. And it wasn't a conscious decision. I just slowly faded off and just incorporated other things. Plus, of course, my classes already have more than enough cardio when I teach them. So the past, I would say, past month, I've incorporated it back in again, and I have done it slowly. I have not rushed back into it, because one bad experience from any class or any exercise or any form of activity can turn you off it forever. And I've had experience like that, and I know a lot of people who have had that experience. You're not going to be up for every workout, and you're not going to quite enjoy it and absolutely love every workout, but we want to make sure that the majority of them are as best as experienced as possible. So before I get into the strategies and the tips for starting running or just keeping it maintained particularly, I just want to go over a few of the benefits of it. Of course, this is not limited to this expands and can go on forever, but here are only a few. Of course, because it is a weight-bearing exercise, it is automatically going to strengthen your bones. So it is really good for, and this is what I'll go through with the strategies, things like bracing your core really tight will help your lower back throughout the running also, and will create better posture for yourself. It also does strengthen the muscles, so even though if you're incorporating like resistance and a bit of weights in your week and then you're adding some cardio, I definitely would not suggest doing cardio like every single day, in the sense that you're just going to burn yourself out. Of course, it will improve your cardiovascular fitness, and it burns a lot. So think of it as the more you sweat, the more you're burning. So when I go for a run, it's not a playful run. It's definitely a get in there, go hard, go home, have a shower, because it's very, like, especially if you get a good day, you'll be burning quite a lot. It's a really good maintenance strategy for a healthy weight. A few of the strategies that I would suggest for people if you're just starting out, a way that I get back into it, and it works for me. It works quite easily, and I've actually done this on a few other people, and they've said the same thing. And it's a really good idea, just so your body doesn't go into too much shock and it's just like, nah, don't want to do it. It's not happening. So if you're definitely starting out, 110%, never ran in your life, don't have any interest in doing it, I would suggest walking for 30 minutes. This can be obviously not a stroll, but not a power walk. So keep it nice and paced. I don't care if you have to stop and start, but you have to make sure that you get it done for the 30 minutes, yeah? 2 to 3 days a week, just to keep it consistent. And so you are building, because you'll do that for 2 weeks, and then you'll make it even faster, which I'll get to in a minute. So just making sure that you get the whole 30 minutes done. Like I said, if you have to stop and start, that's fine. And a really good way that I like to track this is using Runkeeper. So I've been using this app since I actually first started. Actually, it was shown to me from my cousin, and it's really awesome. It tracks how fast you're going per kilometer. It shows your like average pace. It shows how many calories you burn. It shows how far you're going, the time. It keeps your records to show if you've improved from your last one or not. And it's awesome. You get to write notes in there. You can write the weather. You can put a tag on your shoe. You can put photos. I like to put photos after every workout, even if it's just on my feet or where I ran, just so it just makes you feel better when you look back at those and you can see photos, so it's like almost proof, if that makes sense. And you can say that you did it. So that's a really good idea to plug that in. You just hit start and you can play music through it too. There's a lady that actually talks to you, so when you've got your earphones in, she'll let you know when you've reached 1 kilometer, or when you've hit 10 minutes, or you've hit 2 minutes, or you can set it to what you want for what type of running that you're doing. And which leads me on to my next one. You also have to check to not certain types of running isn't for everyone. So someone that can sprint, you know, a field for 10 minutes straight, another person won't be able to do, yeah? So this is really important to get your, well, before you start any exercise, everyone should be passed by a doctor or a naturopath or a physio, someone just to make sure that you are 110% to keep going, especially if you have injuries or if you have trouble doing certain types of physical activity. You need to make sure that you are passed before you start, yeah? So when you are referred to a trainer, or if you are referred to a class even, that if you have any problems, they can help you as best as they can. So two of the things that a physio should be able to tell you, they'll be able to notice if you are fast twitch muscle fibers or if you have slow twitch muscle fibers. I have fast twitch muscle fibers, so when I was training for that event with the 10K run, I actually ran that in 40 minutes, and I was the first in my grade, above and below for the running part, yeah? So, but that took me a long time. Like, I had to push through so many days to get that done, and whether I felt like it or not, I had to do it, you know? Because I got fast twitch muscle fibers, so I'm more easier and adapted to sprints. So now I've been trying to incorporate sprints, but because, you know, it's not a bad thing, you can adapt to it. It just takes longer for some people, and it may be a bit more difficult. Some people can never do it, and some people pick it up quickly. So, I mean, it doesn't really, it's not a huge deal, but if you're finding that you're really struggling with a certain type of exercise, that's probably why. That's why it is good to get checked before you go, so we can accommodate the right exercises for your body. Like I was going back, I got a bit off track there. For the starters, you would start with 30 minutes, 2 to 3 days a week. After that, you would pick up the pace, yeah? So for then another 2 weeks, you would start to do a really light jog. Start to do a really light jog for the 2 to 3 days a week again for another 2 weeks. And then after that, hopefully all goes well, you would be running through it, yeah? And then you should be able to fly through 30 minutes of just running at either a continuous pace or a fast pace, and then after that you've got your foundation for your cardio and your running endurance, yeah? So then after that you can work on your sprints, or you can work on your getting further and doing more kilometers. So how I worked on building up my kilometers, because I had to work to run to 10 kilometers, and that's a lot. Like, until I actually started back running now, I'm like struggling to even get to 2 kilometers, and that's like, but I'm going relatively fast. So now thinking back at how I did 10, I don't know how it happened. I did, because I did put a lot of hard work into it, but that is just crazy. So what I do is I improve what I can do. So I would push myself to go to at least 500 to a 1 kilometer. I would build on that, do that for a good week or 2, and just get better at it. So get faster at it, and that is really why that Run Keeper is such a good app to keep on you all the time and to keep your records, because it will tell you if you've done better than last time, or if you got even 10 seconds better than last time, or if you got an extra kilometer in. Like, it'll let you know those things, and you won't have to follow it up yourself. She'll literally calculate it for you on the spot and tell you while you're running, and it's good for motivation too, because even though she'll say, oh, you know, you're 2 meters or you're 5 meters off finishing your 1 kilometer or your 2nd kilometer, it'll help you to keep going that little bit more, because you're like, okay, there's only a few meters left, I'll keep going, and then it'll, you know, be done. On to the strategies for this. There are a few tips that actually can trick your body to keep going. So obviously, if you're really can't do it, you'll know, because you'll feel like you're about to collapse. But usually it's weird. There's a weird period that you get between the first 5 to about 20-25 minutes that your body goes through, yeah? And this is the part where it kind of starts to tell you, oh, yeah, I'm going through these pains, I want to stop. We've done our run, it's all good. But when you look at the time, you've only done 10 minutes, or you've only done not even a kilometer, and it's like, well, no, like, I haven't really been running for that long, so why is my body telling me this? And it's just adapting to your running. I would notice this, and I still notice this now, that it does that, and that's normal. You'll get aches and pains in your back. I mean, obviously they're very severe, you'll know about it. That's why it's coming up. It'll be a reason for you to back off. But in order to keep going and improving, you need to challenge yourself that little bit more. And once you push through that brick wall, you'll be fine. You can fly through it again. So there's always that period that you go through, and it'll start telling you that. So you need to completely disregard it, and you need to really work out, am I actually feeling this pain, or is my mind telling me otherwise? So what is a trick that I do there's two techniques with your breathing that are hugely relied on when you run. So the first one would be, when you start to get those pains, you need to figure out and do almost like a body scan of your body. Is my technique right? Am I breathing correctly? Are my legs not picking up as much as they should be? Are my arms swinging all over the place? Little things like that make a really big difference on how you're running. Start your body scan while you're running. Keep it from head to toe. Start from the top. Where are you feeling your pains? Do it. Imagine a legit scan going down. For example, if you're feeling it right between your shoulder blades, scan it there, stop there. All right, keep running. Take a really big deep breath. Breathe into that spot and power out with your breath. Yeah. So this is where you need to make sure that your breathing is correct. If you do a body scan and you realize that you're not breathing properly, then improve on that first. While you're improving on your breathing, breathe into the spots that hurt. It could be your shoulder blades, it could be your thighs, it could be your back, it could be your feet, your heels. That's like a lot of pressure on the feet alone. Good technique is to breathe into that, and I promise you after like 5 minutes it'll go away, because I do it all the time. So always breathe through to the stomach. So instead of breathing through in and out of the mouth, which is not good at all, short, quick breath is not good, yeah? You need to take really big deep runs through the nose, into your lungs. Fill up your lungs and fill up your stomach so full until the point you can't breathe anymore, and then power out with the mouth, yeah? And when you power out, brace that belly back in, lift that chest out a little bit more, and that'll keep your digestive system and your spine very aligned and in a perfect system. You eat, people say don't slouch because everything's all crammed up and nothing's going to work properly. So it's kind of the same with running, making sure that everything is where it's meant to be so you can achieve better technique. To make sure that you realize where it's coming from and to pinpoint what's going on. Just being cautious about your arm movement too, making sure that it's not flinging all over the place. Keep it nice and strong, keep the shoulders up and back, and like I said, all the technique will come together. I've got my mum shaking her head at me thinking, I think that's enough information. Alright, well that's all I have for you today, team. So don't forget to share your goals. Share your goals with people around you, because that's what's going to keep you going. And you know what? If you have a supportive team system around you, they're going to ask you, how's your goal going? Did you get any better today? Or if you express to them that you achieved the extra 5 minutes or the extra minute or the extra kilometer, they'll be proud of you, and it gives credit to yourself and it'll help you to feel more confident too. So don't forget to share them and be proud of it. You're not going to have your best days, and that's fine, okay? As long as you pick yourself back up and keep going. You say goodbye? Say thanks so much for watching. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. Eat clean, stay strong, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.